Welcome to the Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight. In this week's episode, we investigate the effects of climate change on the seafood industry. As this topic has a global impact, we begin with the effects of climate change on the Alaskan seafood industry.
This episode of the 3-Minute Market Insight is brought to you by Sinbad Platinum. Sinbad Platinum is a once frozen, zero additive, premium quality product line produced in North America. All Sinbad brand products are harvested from sustainable fisheries and are produced from the finest raw materials with exceptional harvesting and processing standards. All products follow the industry-best 7-step quality control process, delivering comprehensive inspections at every stage of processing. With Sinbad Platinum, you get a premium product produced in North America, backed by our 100% net weight guarantee.
To start this off, we connected with Dr. Kristen K Holzman, research fishery biologist at NOAA NMFS, Alaska Fisheries Science Center. Here is what she wrote in about climate change affecting Alaska.
While many species will be exposed to climate change, what we are learning is that whether a species thrives, declines, or is unaffected by climate change is species specific. In many cases, adaptive and ecosystem-based management like that used to manage ground fisheries in Alaska reduces the risk of climate-driven declines in fisheries. We are working with the North Pacific Marine Fisheries Council to provide them with the science they need to plan for, predict, and adapt to climate-driven change. Climate change may alter the environment and prey resources for fish and shellfish. Species may respond by moving to more favorable areas or through staying in place and altering metabolic, foraging, and growth rates. Many species in Alaska are resilient and have tremendous scope for adaptations if they have the opportunity to adapt.
Alaska's marine fish species distribution and food webs are increasingly affected by retreating and thinning Arctic summer sea ice, increasing temperatures, and ocean acidification. Since the early 1980s, annual average Arctic sea ice extent has decreased between 3.5% and 4.1% per decade. As the climate continues to warm, it is likely that there will be a sea ice-free Arctic during the summer within this century. Sea ice provides an important surface for algal production and growth in marine ecosystems. The presence or absence of sea ice affects the transfer of heat, water temperature, and nutrient transport. Ocean acidification has been shown to affect the growth, survival, sensory abilities, and behavior of some species, especially species of importance to Alaska, such as tanner and red king crab and pink salmon. Studies indicate that flatfish such as northern rock sole are sensitive to lowered pH, where a lower pH equates to higher acidity, while walleye pollock have not shown adverse effects on growth or survival. Marine ecosystem food webs are also being affected by climate change. Changes in sea ice cover and transport of warmer seawater and drifting organisms may be impacting how surface ocean waters interact with the bottom ocean waters. More than 600 fish species have been found in Alaska waters with an estimated average of 5.9 billion of total economic activity. In 2018, salmon alone accounted for 114.5 million fish, with an estimated ex-vessel value of 595 million. The distribution of many ocean fish species is shifting northward as the ranges of warmer water species expand and colder water species contract in response to rising ocean temperatures. In fact, Alaska has confirmed the presence of 20 new species and 59 range changes in the last 15 years. In the Bering Sea, Alaska pollock, snow crab, and Pacific halibut have generally shifted away from the coast and farther from shore. From this piece, we reached out to the many people at the Alaskan Department of Fish and Game, the Environmental Protection Agency, and National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, to name a few. It was interesting to note that many were not able to provide an answer. On responses we did receive, many had to go through high levels of approval and often would take weeks to respond with just a general statement. I don't believe there is a shortage of climate change research being done. However, a problem may exist in fisheries managers getting information to the fishermen who are at the front line of climate change. Take a look at the Nature Conservancy's Tidal Change project that documents Alaska fishermen's concerns on climate change.
I'm Leonard Lee. I'm from Ketchikan, Alaska. I've participated in most of the fisheries in Southeast. I've gill netted, I've trolled, I've fished crab, I've fished herring. I came to Alaska in '61, right out of high school. Got to Ketchikan, worked on a seine boat, which most young fellows do. And I fished ever since. At 76 years old, I'm still fishing. I just enjoy being out there, enjoy the scenery. I don't get tired of looking at the birds, the whales, the water. Everything's changing. It's always a challenge. And so it kind of keeps you on your toes. The environment's changing, undoubtedly. When I first fished, there was a lot of ice. Now, most of those glaciers are all receded. This summer was the weirdest summer of all. It was sunshiny the entire summer. If this whole warming trend keeps happening and the ocean starts warming even a few more degrees, my understanding is jellyfish really come back. They thrive in that warmer water, and that would be really detriment to our gill netting, at least, and seining. Jellyfish are a plague that you hate. So I believe if somebody comes up with some of the solutions and you educate us, we'll do it.
Lastly, let's end this episode with some comments from Michael Cohen, Seafood Technical Director with the Alaska Seafood Marketing Institute.
My name is Michael Cohen. I'm the Seafood Technical Director for the Alaska Seafood Marketing Institute. We are a marketing agency for the state of Alaska, and we tell the story of Alaska seafood and highlight the gold standard of Alaska's fisheries management and Alaska's sustainability story. The management of the fisheries in Alaska integrates an ecosystem-based approach with the best science available to understand how environmental change, including climate change, can inform decision makers to ensure sustainability and resiliency in the ecosystems that support our seafood resources. There are always fluctuations in recruitment populations, changing distributions of the stocks, and other aspects of ecosystem monitoring that are affected by climate variables. Strides have been taken by our Regional Fishery Management Council and fishery scientists to incorporate climate change information into stock assessments, which affect fisheries management and policy decisions. However, as most know, Alaska's geographic location puts us at the front line of climate change, challenging scientists and managers to develop comprehensive strategies to address our dynamic and rapidly changing fisheries ecosystems. ASME supports state and federal funding for ongoing data collection to monitor and manage Alaska's marine resources. In order to address the needs for strategies and research around climate change, time series data monitoring, and monitoring basin to local scale climate and ecosystem changes over time, which doesn't exclude socio-cultural, economic, and traditional knowledge data, needs to be a priority to support the conservation and management of Alaska's marine resources.
Subscribe to our 3-Minute Market Insight to keep tuned in for when we air more episodes of this climate change series. And finally, our Tradex Live offer of the week is for IVP chum salmon fillets. This is a great buy on single frozen Alaskan salmon. These are 2018 production, boneless, skin on, and 100% net weight for a sharp price of only $4.10 US FOB Bellingham. Click or tap the icon above to view more details for this offer. Thank you for joining me for the Tradex Foods 3-Minute Market Insight. This is Robert Ryerson. Buy smart and eat more seafood.